Oh, perfect timing.
Much faster than I thought, though.
Well, do you want? We can edit this. So
No.
He'll be here in like 20 seconds, and I'll just pop out, grab it.
all right.
That's the
We'll
fastest
just wait.
character death
We'll
ever.
just wait till we sit back, get down here.
Yeah.
All this.
Do your intro, chat.
No. I'll wait till you come back. Well, I can edit it. It's fine.
Yeah, you just cut it right down. That
Yeah, like we start and then immediately gone.
cool.
Oh my goodness, Jordy, did you even notice the other thing in your inventory? He can't talk, but or he might be able to talk. But he basically has 3 companions in his inventory.
So 5 companions, I guess.
No.
now?
I mean combined. Like he has a magical speaking sword. He has a jester that follows him around, and he has a pet monkey.
And us.
And you guys, true, but you're not companions. You can survive.
We're slightly more than companions.
Yeah.
Companion plus, as it were.
Yeah.
Are you guys friends with benefits?
We're brothers.
With benefits?
Well, yes.
Oh no.
It is more Borg.
Our love is deep and profound. You'll never understand.
We like long walks on the beach.
Yes.
Cool.
We are also both completely asexual. So mostly we just take long walks. There also is in the beach in the forest, so we don't really do anything.
We wait for the beach to come.
Yes, one day, my brother, the beach shall come, shall walk.
Oh, Ripley, if you're gonna have the big rules open, you should open it to the Omens page. I think that's the only rule page you'll really need.
Oh man,
Probably.
40 something, is that what we said? 42 or something like that? Someone said earlier.
Something around that. That is a pretty important one.
Omens, there you go. Omens table.
Yep.
And we're back.
Alright, let me Oh, look at that! We did it.
We did it.
We're in here. Look at that, it's perfect. Welcome everybody. This day. What? Anyway, everyone is listening to someone. I guess Ripley's talking off screen.
No, the music just got so loud I almost couldn't hear you for a second there.
Oh, do you need? It should be available for you to turn down.
Oh, I'm a dumb.
It's
There
a
it is,
shared
right there,
window.
available.
Hopefully, it's not too loud for everyone else. But welcome everybody. This is our Tuesday side quest. We've been doing Mork Borg all month, maybe even a little more than a month now. We've been doing a ton of one-shots, gotten through almost all the stuff available on the Mork Borg site, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been pretty sweet. Today we've got Brickley with us, who's new to the system.
Yes, I am a Mork Borg virgin.
Yeah, it's definitely his first time.
I'm ready to get plundered.
We just speed ran through the rules like moments before we started. But thankfully, Mork Borg's very easy to learn. You barely even need to know rules. You just roll d20 and then sometimes other dice. So let's dive into it. This is a little scenario from the Mork Borg website called Bloat. It's freely available. What the mystery of this is going to be unveiled as we go. As far as backstory, we're not getting a backstory. With 3 fellas here, kind of helmed by Harmug, who's a little more noble than the other 2 and is taken to a leadership role in this group.
Slightly leprous though, so I have like a mask.
Yeah, a pinch of leprosy, but with his 2 companions, Torval and Elwyn, who are fang deserters, nearly mutant humans with large fangs and powerful bodies. They are his acting bodyguard. They have as a group, have been contracted or have taken upon themselves the responsibility of finding and figuring out what is going on with a local village. Over the past few months, there have been people going missing, and those disappearances have been picking up more and more with each passing week. Within the last few days, the party here has taken on this task, and after accepting that the 100 silver reward for just figuring it out, and 50 silver per head they can bring back living, they have found themselves
Living.
Much harder to do, I have to say.
You might negotiate, the unliving. Granted, you can find them at least some peace of mind.
What if we bring back more than head?
Yeah.
You said heads alive. What if they're dead bodies but whole bodies? Account?
Gonna have to do some bartering if it comes to that. But they have found themselves in a bit of a forest lying outside the edge of town. And after maybe a half-day travel, following through some muddy paths that may be made for traveling merchants through this forest, they have come across a smaller and thinner path that has broken away from the main area of travel, and have found, following footprints along this way. It could be anybody. It could be travelers. It could be merchants. But you, on this smaller path, have found stranger footprints, less well-worn and more chaotic, and they're leading further and further into the forest. And as you guys have passed away, you see a bit of a hilly region surrounded in trees and growth and moss and roots appearing into the distance as the forest is around you dark as sun has set. And that's where we pick up. So the three of you see a thin path with strange and erratic footprints leading off into a rooted and stony outcrop, be some 200 feet. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Do you think they gone that way? I'm gonna point to the obvious tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously went this way, and I point as far away from the tracks.
What shape are the tracks? Are they like human boots, or is this like a toad monster?
Yeah, make just a presence DR8 check to see if you can like really get any interesting information off them. No.
6.
Starting off strong.
Yeah,
Just like yesterday.
the only thing that you notice is that they are definitely going in this direction. Sometimes you do see the outline of maybe toes on these feet, but they do seem humanoid in general. They don't seem like they're not claws and they're not monstrous. Humanoid at the very least.
Okay.
Where do you want to go, boss?
Well, you two might as well scout ahead just a little. Be 5-10 feet in front of me.
Roger. And I start walking forward.
Yeah, I'll be right behind him. Scissors out.
Maybe you should have gone first, but
Those
It's
protected.
okay. You got this. You got this.
As you guys step further down beyond this path, you find that the vegetation here is kind of overgrown, and you see that there are muddied patches of ground where there are more clearly outlined footprints pressing into the mud, and you can see that they are, in many places, it looks like toes dragging through mud without a foot at all. Like,
So they're on
Without
their.
a foot?
from
Was it
time to
perfect?
time, it's like you see a stretch of 3, 4, maybe 5 toes scraping up through the mud, and then a deep heel, and then a footprint, and then more toes, and they're completely erratic as you're pressing on in this direction.
this person has a limp.
Or they're truly quite lazy to lift their feet. When we see an actual footprint, how large is it? Like, is it like?
There are a few different sets as far as you could pick out. Just looking at the size, you see some that are like, you know, 10 inches, 12 inches, different feet. Some are smaller than that. But
I'm concerned if one of them is like, holy moly, that's like Shaquille O'Neal walking down the street.
no, nothing abnormally large. Like most of them seem pretty average in footprint size.
But there's several.
Yeah, and even just looking in this area, you can see that while it is overgrown, there has age to some of these footprints and newer ones on top. And while these people have been going missing for the past few weeks, if not months, you can tell that that time frame would line up with the layers of erratic footprints in this direction.
Well, like we're at least heading in the right direction for once. No thanks to you, Torval.
You're welcome.
You spent 2 days walking in circles because you were leading for a while.
Sorry? I mean, I brought my wagon, so I feel like I'm still pretty useful. You see, I've got a small, horribly tattered, like, classic red wagon.
Mm.
That, like, 2 of the wheels are just wood and dumps that are just, like, somehow finagled on. And it's mostly a drag than it is a roll.
And there's definitely someone else's name, like, inscribed on it.
Yeah, it's like Steven.
Yeah. Do any of you have a light? You're finding the further you move into this incredibly dense forest, it is getting hard to see, and the further you press on it, it's more difficult. What kind of light do you have there?
A lantern. It's some oil.
Cool. I will light it for you, and I use my fire steel to light it. Don't even ask.
Hey, there you go.
See? You're the smart brother. I forgot to bring fire. Starter.
I'm here for. I got so much fire steel. Found out I'm a pyromaniac in the thing I was doing, so we'll see how this goes. I've got like 3 fire steels.
Okay.
I'm gonna press on.
Yeah, as you like lift up, was it a lantern or a torch?
Yeah, lantern.
Yeah, you lift up this lantern and you see more clearly now. This path moves around in several different directions around brush and trees, but it always coalesces back into this one spot into like maybe 20 feet in front of you. And as you get into the spot, the footprints are more heavy. There are like a huge gathering of them. The mud is like upturned and torn up in this area now. And now you find yourself maybe 10, 20 feet from the base of a very rocky hill with roots growing around it and like a large tree kind of wrapping up itself up onto the hill itself. And there are a few trunks and lots of really dark shadows as you approach. Yeah, can each of you make a presence test for me?
I can. I think.
I can successfully fail it for you. Never mind, 17.
Peace 1.
14.
Perfect. Alwyn, you're leading the way with your lantern, and you just didn't take into account how bright a lantern is. If it's directly in front of your face, how much it blocks your view. And
yeah, like I'm holding like right here.
You feel your foot hook under something, and you pitch forward with like full speed into the mud, hands out in front of me. Can you make an agility 10 test for me here?
Save the light!
Burn the forest!
19.
You crush it.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. That's 21 actually.
Yeah, you absolutely crush it. You feel the lantern slipping from your fingers, and at that last second, you bring your other arm up in front of you to catch yourself from falling, and you hold it tight. And the lantern's swinging there, flames still on, but that was incredibly close. Almost lost that for good. But the other two rolled well.
Yes, I rolled 14.
I almost dropped it.
I was really hoping you would. I was definitely going to use the expensive perfume I have to set it to fire even more. But nothing, never mind.
Be more careful, Alvin. Keep it down lower, not in front of your face.
Yes, boss.
And as you say that,
I almost stabbed myself with the scissors.
You lift your scissor hand up, and as Harnweg saying, look lower. The light from the lantern shines over some of these roots and stumps, and you see that these dark shadows are actually a hole that is moving its way underneath this hill. And as you lift the lantern, the mud glistens and you see more of this erratic scrapes pulling into this hole that is maybe 2.5 feet tall, but like 7 feet wide, behind like stacks of roots and trees.
Well, brothers have done it again. It seems you found the hole. I light the torch, he finds the hole. It's the deal.
It's remarkable how much success you guys had. Well,
Finding holes are our specialties.
That sounded odd.
But
But
it
you're
is
not
true.
wrong. I mean, you're not wrong, but it sounded odd when you said it like that. Also, you're welcome. Let's go. And I just grab the lantern from my brother and start walking down, dragging my wagon very loudly.
So yeah, you you approach this hole, and again, it is like 7 feet across, where it gets thinner at the edges, but at the maximum height, it's like 2 feet.
Well, like we're crawling.
And
Can I just use the lantern to just sort of peer down in the 2-foot hole and see if there's anything I see further down?
Yeah, as you like pull the lantern down, you do see that it continues downward for like maybe 20 feet. It does, like the roof of this is more rocky, like the hill above it. The ground is still muddy, but the roof itself slightly descends. So you know at the end of this is going to be a little less than 2 feet as it continues to get narrower and narrower, the 20-foot drop. And beyond that, it seems like there's more open space. There's a narrow slot on the way down.
This hole is going to be a tight squeeze, guys.
I've come from tight squeezes before.
Yes, we all came from tight squeezes, you idiot.
So this should be easy for us. Except for boss. And I'm
Okay,
gonna,
you want to do rock, paper, or scissors to see who goes first, brother?
Sure.
Rock,
It's
paper.
always
I assume
scissors.
you always do scissors, so I do rock every time.
Every time. And Owen's never figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you won this time.
That means I go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, and I go in first.
Yeah, you get down and you start to like army crawl your way into this little hole, and you find like pretty much immediately your like your body, but specifically your armor. You have like a hefty scale armor on. It's getting pinched, and you hear it scraping, and you know this is getting thinner and thinner as you go. You don't think that with armor that you're gonna fit through this hole.
All right. Guess I'm backing out. I'm taking my armor off.
So
Why are you
that mean we
undressed?
all have to back out?
Well, you're not going to fit in there. You're going to have
Yeah.
to get into your birthday suit if you want to squeeze through this bad boy.
I love my birthday suit. Just
He's immediately in.
checking.
You just use the scissors to cut yourself.
Yeah.
All right, everybody get skinny. And
Yeah.
I put the only thing I wear is that I have a noose, and I've tied it to the end of the wagon, and then wrapped the noose around my neck so that I can drag it while I armor.
Okay. You got the news. What do you got in the wagon? Is it
Oh,
everything? Where are you guys putting
everything.
your armor? What are you doing with that?
All my stuff is in my wagon. You can put your stuff in my wagon, but then it's mine. Until you take it out, of course. And then it's yours.
But
I
everything
was
you
like-
own is fine.
I mean, I'm mostly talking to him and the monkey.
And yeah, you do see a tiny little monkey in Armug's robes that is like not paying attention to anything. You see like a very small, suspicious stain under where this monkey likes to hang out, dripping towards the ground. But the rest of you, yeah, Torval, you lead the way. You noose around the neck, tie it to a wagon, start crawling your way down in this hole, feeling the mud against your body as you press your way down. Can you make a strength 8 check for me as you make your way
Got
down?
it, man. Here it comes. 8. I actually don't. Plus 1. That is 19.
Crush it. Yeah, you feel like the mud is so slippery as you're moving your way down that it takes strength to keep yourself from sliding. And because this roof is like pretty like sharp rock, you can get yourself in quite a bad space if you don't control your way down.
Uh-oh.
And then Torval, you're making your way down.
Sorry, I'm sliding forward, you said?
Yeah, you're sliding forward, but with a controlled burn with such a high roll.
Alright.
But
Shouldn't
then
have put
you
this
feel,
noose around my neck. I hope it doesn't get cut or anything.
as you're making your way down, you feel that rope get slack. And you know that can only mean that the wagon is coming at you real quick. What
Well,
do you do?
I'm going to just turn around and brace myself, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to make a strength check to see if you can brace yourself from the incoming wagon?
Incoming wagon. 20.
Oh, yeah. No problem at all. You catch it, and if anything, like the momentum of it hitting you just pushes you sliding back out the remainder of this slot, and you find yourself in a more open space where there's like at least 5 foot of height clearance inside of here. And you got your wagon, and I assume if you even stitched your armor to that, you've got all your things with you.
Wait. Yes. Alright, Dave, start putting it back on. That was super easy. No problems.
So who's next?
I'll go next, boss. I'll go next. And I'm gonna forget.
Okay.
Like do like a running start and then do a dive. But I'm also gonna do what my brother did and put the noose over my neck and carry the armor behind me.
Okay.
Just
So
do a
you've
little
anchored
dive.
yourself, and you're gonna dive full in there.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you make an agility and a toughness test for me?
Okay, agility first.
Yeah. I want to see how fast you're going down here.
Oh, that's a 20.
Yeah, you're hitting it so fast the mud's hot under your body, and then you feel a yank
Okay, strength.
against your throat.
Toughness.
Oh, shit.
Natural 1. Yeah, you just feel like you're still. You stop at the full speed, like you were going so fast, and then nothingness, instant no speed. And Harmag, you see that armor pitch sideways as it's yanked into the slot, crank itself into that hole, and it's like completely wedged. And you hear how taut the noose hits before it goes slack again. Alwyn, you're going to be taking 4 damage.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm 0.
Oh my
Well,
God.
no, there's a chance that you don't die.
Yeah,
That
so
is
roll,
true.
roll a d4 in there for me, and we'll see how broken you are. I rolled it. I can't. Yeah, we know this. If I roll a d4, I roll.
That's a
max.
2.
So you feel as you dive down here that your throat is crushed, and you are unable to speak.
Forever? Like, that's it? Forever? I just speak?
I mean,
Easiest roleplay ever.
It says
Yeah.
roll a d6.
yeah, but he's not severing his head, so he's severing his throat in this situation.
Just crushes windpipe.
Yeah.
So am I at 0 then? 0 HP?
Yep. But that's for D4 rounds. You are passed the fuck out inside this slot, hanging by this noose. Luckily, it's body is above the noose, which is much better in a hanging situation. So in 4 rounds, you wake up with D4 HP, shirked back into life.
Okay.
But I will say, if you wanted to yell, you can achieve a whisper, but it will hurt you 1 every time. Other than that, you can't speak.
Oh, jeez. Okay. It's gonna be the easiest game I've ever played.
We're gonna have to kill your character so you can talk
What?
again.
Well, when I
Use
see
gestures,
the
you
armor
got
get like wedged in there, I
Yep.
immediately run over and like try to jostle it free and like
Okay.
put it the right way and
So then, yeah,
watch it slowly slide
You
down.
loosen it, it slides down. That means while Alwyn's unconscious from the impact, he slides down and flops out like a newborn in front of Torval.
Yeah, I told you, so easy, brother.
And you see, like, the noose, like, he's been hung. Like, he has a red rash around his neck.
This is why our mother told us never to carry nooses around, I guess. Mother? Just slap him, try and slap him awake.
Yeah, and he wakes up. How much HP did you come back with? Did you roll that? D4? I don't remember.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
2. Not too
I
bad.
know. You roll a 2 for health or for...
I think that was for
How
his
much HP,
recovery.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Brother, talk to me. Are you okay? Yes, I know you were hung. It's freaking crazy. How did it feel?
I'm gonna whisper. Not good.
That's 1 damage, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
say
my god, you spat so much blood in my face!
Oh, yeah, like a speck of blood does come out and hits Torval in the face. But you get the message. He is in bad speaking
Okay.
shape right now.
Maybe I'll do the talking I'll be the talkative brother.
And
I-
how
Yeah, I'll try and. After seeing that, and I can only assume horrible display,
yes.
I will very cautiously go feet first.
Okay. You can make a presence or strength test to decide if you're just like brute strengthening your way from sliding out, or presence, like holding on to stuff, being careful.
I'm holding on to stuff. I don't have strength. 14.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, you just like every time you find yourself like pitching forward a little too fast, just like grab onto everything around you, catch your breath, make your way down again, and eventually you come crawling out, muddy but unharmed. Yeah, I don't really know where the torch was in this situation. I assume Alwyn had it, and it's fine.
Orville had the lantern.
Yes, I also have
Oh,
one in
okay.
case it's broken.
Okay.
Because he breaks his lamps pretty often, and he doesn't usually give it to me because I make fires.
All right. So as you have the lantern in this space, then you open up into a bit of a room, and as you look at the ground, you notice like stone tiles, like worn and weathered, but there's like 5 foot of like mud and stone walls and ceiling around you. But the room itself is maybe 10 feet across in a square, where there's actual like stone tiles like across the entire thing. And at the far side, you see a little like 4x4 hole that leads out of this room. On the ground, you do see fragments of, it could be stone. Can one of you make a presence check?
Nope. 14.
Yeah, as you're like shifting your boot or fancy shoes, whatever you got, through a little bit of
loafers.
debris. Sorry, what was that?
My muddy loafers.
Your muddy loafers. You see that there is definitely stone and roots, and it seems to be perhaps maybe a few bone fragments. A quarter of a femur, it looks like. Aside from that, there's just a small hole working its way through the stone and mud at the opposite end of the room.
And how far is it, you said?
It's like a 10-foot square room with 5 feet height. So you're pretty cramped in here at the moment.
I'm gonna be like doing like a pointing to it like a game show, like the whole like.
Yeah.
Are you saying you have to pee?
If you have to pee, just like turn away from us, please.
Yes, it's very weird to display it in such a weird dance.
As I heard dance, I'm gonna start doing a little dance.
Yes, exactly. Yes, like that. That's very good.
Okay. Now, how are you guys going? Who's leading this direction now?
I'll take out my sword and I'll like step forward.
Okay.
No,
Not
boss.
knowing what's
I don't
forward.
want you to get hurt. I can go first.
Okay, then I'll be close
Okay.
behind.
Okay.
Alwyn, try not to kill yourself.
You're third. Yes, got it.
And as you step through, Torval, crouching down into this little hole, from behind you just hear a whisper saying, like, yes, it's better to let him go first. As you're walking through.
What's the holdup?
Sorry, I just need the
Faster.
lamp, and I take it from from my brother and start going. Sorry, I was distracted by. Stupid.
As you're moving your way through a little tunnel, you press on, and you find at the end there's a bit of debris, and you're just like pushing it out of your way, and it kind of clatters around into another opening, a little smaller, but still stone tile on the ground, muddy walls and stone, like natural rock around you. And then as this debris clatters forward and the light catches on everything, you see that this room is littered with bones. There are ribs and spinal columns and things, especially into the corners of the room, they've collected. But the way through is scratched and more free of things. Beyond that is just a small room. You get maybe 7 feet of height now, though. Maybe 7-foot cube of a room that you're in. And as you make your way through, you see to both the north and to your in front of you and to your right, you see 2 different pathways with the stained stone with stairs leading down in both directions.
Pretty down the core in here, but the stone's pretty well made. Lots of bones.
Yeah, but at least they're managing to keep the floor somewhat clean. Decent janitorial services.
There's a lot. Yes, there's lots of bones, but yes. Which way should we go?
Yeah, and you both see 2 directions. One continuing forward is a bit more narrow with a few steps moving forward. The other to your right is wider, and it goes down like maybe 12 feet, which is more than the other path.
Well, we might as well go in style and comfort. Let's go to the right.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Our hand gestures are getting more confusing as we go.
As you step down those stairs, you pretty immediately see that it's a long hallway with some kind of debris in the distance. But on the right, you see 2 patches of light. One further into the distance, maybe 50 feet beyond, and one like 10 feet in front of you, where it is quite obvious that these 2 sections of light are 2 doorways. And you hear, can any of you, well, who's leading this?
I'm leading.
Make a presence check for me. It'll just be a DR8 to like if you can hear what's going on in these rooms.
That's an 8.
8 on the dot. So you get the bare minimum. You hear that there is motion, some kind of like commotion. It feels like something is happening in there, with a slight sound of liquid pouring. What do you guys do?
I stop for a second and I turn around. Hey boss, it sounds like something's down there. You want me to use the bomb to blow up whatever in the room?
The bomb?
Yes, and I pull out like this ramshackled, it's in like a 2-liter bottle, but it's just an incredibly pressurized 2-liter bottle, and you can just see shards of glass and metal and screws.
Let's at least see what's down here before you decide to blow it up and crush us all with a cave-in.
I could set them all on fire with the oil lamp and fire steel if you want to.
Those are great backups.
I also have this crossbow.
That's not a bad thing.
I also can just chew on them. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's leave the fire and the explosives for last resorts. But I appreciate your go-getter attitude.
Perfect. And I hold up my bomb like I'm ready to throw it at any moment and start gently walking forward.
You just see Torval with this huge, like, brown glass bottle filled with all this bullshit. And it looks so menacing in his hands as he's stepping forward. As you kind of creep around the corner, can you make a presence 10 check to see if you can do it?
Got it. 14.
Not bad. Not like barely any fails aside from breaking your throat and nearly dying.
That's true. Shut up, man! You talk so much.
Yeah. So as you're pressing forward, you look into the room beyond, and you see a bit of a hallway leading in, with a step up into another room. And at a glance, you can see definitely looks like mannequins, like just completely still on the right wall as you're looking around to the right into this room. On the right side of that room, you just see like mannequins completely stiff up against the wall, like leaning on racks or whatever, like wooden stakes holding them up. And then towards the center of the room on your left, you see to the closest and furthest sides of the room 2 large vats, and beyond them you see a shape move just out of view, moving something from one of these vats, shifting away towards your left out of view.
Vat or bat?
Vat, like two
There are
big
vats
vats.
and bats.
Yeah,
Oh, they're vats instead of bats.
with a V. Yeah.
Okay, I was imagining
Sorry.
2 large vats. And I'm like, how are we gonna get out of this one, Robin?
Yeah, I hit
Is
2
there-
large bats. I'm like, all right, so we're fighting some
Oh.
bats.
Yeah.
Is it liquid in the vats?
You can't see. You're down like 4 steps before you can even get up into this room, and these vats are like
Oh.
4 feet tall, like 6 by 6. Otherwise, like they're big vats.
I think that's on fire.
Let's not light everything on fire while we're indoors.
And then I'm just gonna feel like making explosions, just kind of dancing around.
He's on the same page. You're the boss though, so whatever you want to do.
Like,
Uh,
last resort, let her rip. We're not there yet.
A little squeak.
can all of you roll a stealth 10 check for me as you have a conversation outside of this room?
What is stealth?
Presence.
governed?
Sorry.
13.
14.
That's a 6.
The guy
I'm the
who
most
does
silent
this
one
hug.
here, yeah.
Alan's just like listening to you guys chat, and he's like nodding along basically, and just like doesn't notice like the last step. He's like waiting for you guys to move on, and just like looking around, and then walks off it, forgetting that there's a down, and just clank, loud foot in this hallway. It rings out in the stone area. And Karma and Torval, you see motion in that room coming towards the center of the area. But you have a reaction, you rolled high enough. Is there anything you'd like to do? As you see motion moving towards it.
Do we see what the motion is? Or...
I think if you want to wait to see what it is, that's your action. But you can see something coming toward the middle of that room.
Okay. I will use
up
my
to you.
turn to like try and see what it is or who.
Okay.
I'm basically going to use my turn to throw. I'm going to just look at the boss, and if he makes any negative facial features, I'm gonna just throw the bomb.
Okay. All right.
Any negative facial stuff, I'm gonna be like.
Yeah.
I'm
As you
just gonna
say,
hide
negative
it.
facial stuff. Harmug is like almost like deer in headlights, just prepping like what's happening. You see the shape of a person step towards the middle of the room and like bend at the hip, looking over one of these vats into the hallway, and it would make total eye contact with you with a Harmug if it had eyes. Instead, what you see is the humanoid shape of a figure with a vague expression of meat across its body. But aside from that, you can't pick out any distinct features. It just looks like flesh and human shape, and its fleshy, non-skin face leans over this vat and locks face with you, and you just hear like a grating scream-like sound erupt from it, and then within a moment you hear more motion. If this is
I know. I saw a negative facial feature, so I threw the bomb.
Okay.
Right at this thing's face.
So range attack is
Its face.
presence 12 to see if you can get it into a good area. And we'll see how this goes.
I do believe he gets a +2 to attacks.
You may, yeah. I don't know if you have. Is that just in general?
For the first 2 rounds, you and your allies get +2 attack and defense.
Oh, you're saying for your thing.
Yeah, for the court jester. So
Okay,
my
so-
marionette.
Okay.
An 8?
Yeah. So you see Harmug like unpin this like doll-like obstruction from his chest and throw it up into the room. And as each of you like see it go through the air, and Harmug looks to you and says like, "Throw the bomb." You see the jester like in the air. It's like waving back and forth with his head and arms, and you hear a laughter. And the meat shapes look up at it as they move, 2 of them now towards the middle of the room, just like face to face with this weird thing, cock their head. And you see them side by side, Torval, as you throw this bomb into the room. So yeah, you get a +2 on that attack.
So, how do omens work again?
What did you roll? Sorry.
I rolled a 10 total.
Okay, so 12, that'd be good enough. Unless you have negative.
No.
presence.
I rolled an 8 +2.
I see what you're saying.
Plus-
So yeah,
Plus
with an omen,
agility is for range
Presence
attack?
for range.
presence is ranged. Agility is
Oh.
just going quick. Presence is using like your mind and accuracy.
Yeah,
and
so
the-
then it's a 10.
Yeah. So if you would like to, you can use your one and only omen to either have a reroll or just reduce the difficulty by 4, which would, in this case,
Yeah, I'll do that.
It is your only omen, though. So
For the
That's
day.
fine. It's
Yeah.
for the big one. It's for the biggest.
yeah, and then as you, then you throw this huge brown glass bottle through the air, and it's
It's more
tumbling.
of a
and
growler at this point.
yeah, it looks like it's like going to like hit off the wall too early, and it just clinks off it, rolling directly towards these two meat shapes. Roll that
Cover your
D10
ears,
damage.
everyone.
Yeah.
That is a D10.
Yep.
Roll high.
Nope,
That's the opposite.
that's not high.
That's quite bad.
That's
Can
That's
I-
quite bad for a bomb.
Can I do my omen and
Absolutely.
get him to re-roll?
Yep.
Mhm.
Do you have just the one? Or do you have two?
Just
You have
his
two.
attack roll.
I
Yeah,
had two.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong sheet.
Yeah,
One's
I
the
have
only
two.
one.
I
No.
think he has one.
No, I have two. We both have
But
two.
you both have two. Harmag has one. I see. I was looking at the wrong sheet.
Yeah, I'll give him one to
Absolutely.
re-roll that
Oh
damage.
my god, so much pressure to roll good again. Better.
Oh my goodness. It's better.
You see me cheering?
Um, you see these two meat shapes. They lose distraction with this jester as it soars to the ground, blump, and hits the face. Harmag, you see that the jester's face rolls under itself to look back at you, as it always does. And the two meat shapes are just blown side by side. One towards you guys, hitting that right wall, cracking into those mannequin shapes. The other one out of your view. And then they straighten themselves up. And they're coming towards you. Can you roll initiative for me? And this is D6 plus or minus your agility. And I'll also do that for these guys.
5.
We got a 5. Okay.
That's a 6.
6.
Jeez.
Plus agility?
Yeah, so
D6
8 for
and-
Peaches, 7 for Brayley.
Yeah.
I got the dim-witted thing as well, so I think it's a +2.
That sounds like a bad thing. That
I-
might be to difficulties.
Yeah,
Agility
it's-
tests are DR +2, excluding defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anytime you do an agility test, when I say it's like DR12, it's actually for you.
I wasn't sure if
DR14.
initiative counted as an agility test.
I don't
No.
know. It's
'Cause
just
there's no
here.
there's no DR for
Yeah, there's no D20 involved.
I
so-
was just, damn, yeah, gotta ask it.
Yeah.
First time.
And when it's DR plus, that's a bad thing. So like you wouldn't want to add that to your agility because that'd be a good thing. But
Yeah.
I think who's going first? Was it Torval or Alan?
Peaches.
Okay,
Peaches,
so
Brickley.
Alan, Torval, Harmug, then the enemies because they get a 1.
Nice.
Thank God it's you, Aaron.
yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. What you haven't experienced is Aaron is the god of D4s in this game.
There's a lot of D4s in this game. So I will, for example, they have armor, D4 armor, which is why they just were blown away by your bomb, and I got a 4 on their D4 armor. So they didn't take
They
any
don't take
damage.
damage.
So sorry. But you can tell that, and may as well start with that information. They didn't take any damage.
Damn it, it was a dud. I forgot to put the metal stuff inside of it. I'm so
Yeah.
stupid.
What's the point?
Like- I made a mistake on the omen. I forgot there's an extra one in there.
Right, to roll max damage instead,
Yes. Yeah, I
instead of
should
the
chose that.
reroll.
Um.
Now we
Okay,
know.
That would have been better.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one that was just looking at us, the one that we threw the
Okay.
bomb at.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my sling, which does 2d4 damage if I can hit.
Okay.
So that's a range attack
No
from
presence.
presence. Yep, that's about right.
So is that a fail?
100%.
So yeah, you take one of these rocks out, you sling it at this thing, and it just like clanks off it uselessly. Nothing happens, and that's your turn. Okay, Torval's turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to take out my crossbow
Mm-hmm.
and I will shoot at the one my brother did. Let me show you how it's done. Pretty easy.
That one is going to be DR14.
Oh, that was literally on a 14 and it rolled to a 6.
Jeez. Yeah, the crossbow just goes sailing over its shoulder. Nothing.
Sorry, you weren't aiming the lantern right. Oh wait, I've got the lantern.
Remember, for at least one more turn, we do have +2 to our attacks. But
Yeah, so far it hasn't done it.
Yeah,
It
it
has
doesn't
not
matter.
helped at all.
Yeah. And Harmug, what are you doing? Anything spicy?
I will, while brandishing my sword, run up to the one on the right and try and slash at it.
Okay. You hear it come out and says, "These ones look more beautiful than you do."
Why do I take you out?
We don't know.
You're barely worth the effort.
Neither are you. And
Natural one. I broke.
Natural one.
I have to use my helmet. That
Yes,
is
you do.
disgusting.
You can't lose your magical sword on the very first attack you make. Even if
Roll
it's an
another
acid.
one so it'll be hilarious.
This is fate.
There you go. Double nat ones.
Yeah, you hear it.
I
says,
was
like,
kidding.
In fact, it's been a while. I think I need to change teams. And you see it flip out of your hand and the meat shape reaching for it. Is there anything else you got? Otherwise, it's grabbing it.
I yell out, Captain, grab it! Hoping that my monkey will grab the sword.
Okay. Yeah, roll, I would say a presence 14, because normally it ignores you completely. So let's say on a 14, it like slim chance it listens.
The natural one.
That's 3 in a row.
You,
My sword is gone.
Your sword's gone, your monkey's gone, your jester's probably gonna leave you.
yeah, you just feel like your robes get tighter as Captain the Monkey clings tightly to you, and you feel a slight trickle down your front of your robe.
Betrayal by all of you!
Absolute betrayal. And then, yeah, the meat shape holding the sword. The sword says to you, "Hope you like death." And the meat shape, almost against its own will, lunges forward, but towards you, Harmug. So I don't know. Does it? It reduces the attack to a
Its
10,
attack
right?
is DR10, but I
Okay.
do get a +2 because of the jester, so it should be.
For this round. So still a
Yeah.
12. So your defense will be a 12 then. Agility to avoid this attack.
That's an 11.
It's not quite good enough.
You're
You
correct.
failed everything. It does d6 plus 1 damage.
It does.
That's a 5.
Alright,
Plus
I'm dead.
1. That's a 6.
I had 2 health.
How much armor do you got?
None.
How much omens do you
Dead.
got?
I'm -4. Thanks, bud.
Is it-
5.
If anyone has an omen, this is the time to use it.
I have one left, I'll use it. Here.
Even minimum damage. Like kills
No,
me.
he can re-roll your defense roll. Because it
Oh.
was, or lower the difficulty by 4.
Yeah,
That will do it.
It was
Because
11.
Yeah, because he rolled an 11. Yeah.
If he's willing to do it, maybe he wants you dead. This is entirely up to him.
No, he's the boss. I gotta save him.
Okay, so then you hit the defense roll and you aren't one shot as this 6 damage attack, almost max damage attack.
Boss, watch out!
And it slices right under Captain, right through your robes a little bit, and you evade it. The other one you see rocking back after being hit by the bomb. I'm just going to make a straight d20 roll. Catches itself back up on its feet as it's moving between the vats behind the other one, and it's going to rush. Who was actually leading the charge here? Was it Torval? Or it's probably going to go for you then.
Yeah, I came in, I threw the bomb.
Yes. Yeah.
Not a crossbow, didn't do anything.
The other one had a personal reason to go after Harmug because the sword was leading that body.
Yeah.
But
makes
this one's
sense.
coming for you. So make a defense 12, I think, unless you're wearing heavy armor.
He gets
I've got
+2 to
scale.
defense.
But it evens out, so back to 12 then. So I'm pretty sure you had heavy armor, right? Yeah,
Scale.
12 agility.
Do I just add my agility score to it?
Yeah,
Nope. 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 No. 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 No.
that's pretty
That's a
bad. This is a cursed episode.
Takes double damage and armor is reduced by 1 tier.
Yeah. So your
Only
armor,
ones have been rolled. He rolled
Yeah.
3 1s, an 11, and a 1.
ton of ones. Welcome to the casual ones, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, real casual about it.
Yeah. Okay, so your good news, your armor no longer gives you a -2, as half of it is sliced from your body, and you just have a basic, regular D2 reduction plate armor. Right? Yeah, you have medium armor.
He goes to
at the moment.
D4.
I think he's
at
currently
D4
D4
right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you have a D2 armor, but you no longer have an agility or anything deficiency.
Ouch.
D2 on your armor. So you failed the defense roll, so you're taking some damage.
I figured.
I think you should roll it in here, Aaron, because it's going to be doubled.
Oh, it's doubled. You might die here. You
Yeah.
guys have 1 omen left as a group.
Yes,
I think.
I will.
Don't use it. It's fine. Yeah, I believe
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 12 damage.
Yeah.
But, so
Yeah,
that's
you don't know
negative.
this
If you go
game very
negative,
well.
You die. So I think
Yes.
this is a good time.
We are
Okay, can
we're
I
out
use-
of omens now, so next time we roll a 1, cancel it.
Can I use my omen to neutralize the fumble? Would that be my bet?
That would stop the double damage.
And he would
Yeah.
still get his armor back.
Yes. Like, I'm definitely ruling it that like the attack and the damage are the same turn, same thing. You can use the omen on either half. Anything before that, too late. But here, absolutely. So if you want to, yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think this is your last omen though, and this is kind of the first rune, so that's kind of crazy. But
We've
yeah.
been rolling really well. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
really good.
You don't have to use it. I can roll another character. It'd be very fitting for seeing as my first time playing.
I know, but I'm already at 1 health. He's almost dead, or Jardine is as squishy as a fucking sponge, and
Mhm.
you could die
Every
right here.
core
So
character, yeah.
Yeah,
The choice is yours, man.
You get to roll your D4 and reduce that
yeah.
damage.
But it's just up to Owen. If you're using the omen, you can reroll.
I'll use the omen, and
reroll
so
the
if I
defense or
nu-
the damage. Up to you.
either the damage or what was the first one? The
The,
roll.
the defense was the nat 1.
Well, one of the
yeah.
options to neutralize the fumble. So
Yeah,
just-
I can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
neutralize the fumble.
Exactly.
So if I
So
do
I-
that, does he still
What-
keep the armor?
It just wouldn't be double damage. It would be. How much did I roll? No, I rolled it in here.
12.
It would be 6 damage instead of 12 if you're neutralizing the fumble.
Leave me at
That's all that
1.
would happen. And then he would roll armor, which is still a D2.
Yeah.
Well, no,
okay.
you're neutralizing the fumble, so it'd be D4 armor. So that's not bad.
He-
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I'll do then.
Yeah, okay. So then roll D4 armor, Brickley. You still have your normal armor.
Well, that's
I think that was 5 omens used, right, in this fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe even
and,
one
like,
before.
one
but-
round.
One round of combat.
That was 3 I rolled on the D4.
3. So you take 3 damage. That's not too bad.
No, it's not great. That's pretty bad still.
I still
not
have
bad.
more health than you, man. Okay, double your health.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. That's
Things
both
are
of,
not going well.
That's both of the shapes attacks. It is back to Alwyn. What are you doing?
Get jumpy, brother.
Which one? Which one just attacked Torval? One in
There's
the
one
middle?
directly in front of him, and to your left, where Harmug is, there's one with a sword. Also, like they're pretty much side by side now. You're both just slightly behind both, like in a triangle shape, kind of.
I'll go for the one that's attacking the boss since he's. I think he's paying me, but probably not.
Sure.
And I will go with my teeth.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're like lurching in between them, going for the guy with the sword. All right. I like it.
Yes. And this is a DR10.
Yep. With your good old teeth. Don't forget, you guys have the wizard teeth. So before battles, you can roll a d6 for each one. You're allowed to force maximum damage.
I don't have that.
No,
I
for
do.
Torval.
Oh, he does. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It didn't hit.
I didn't get a 6, so.
Oof, brutal. Okay. And you missed your attack with the. You have a +2 on this round.
Wasn't
From
even
the. Oh, wasn't
I
it?
rolled a 4.
Classic.
Random.
You wouldn't you love to have an omen. So yeah, you just slingshot wide. Is that what happened?
Teeth.
I went for my teeth.
Oh, teeth. Sorry. Yeah, you said. So that's a shame. And then it's Torval's turn. At least it wasn't a 1. You know, you didn't lose your teeth.
Yeah. Seeing my brother bite the one fighting the boss is like, all right, we're supposed to protect the boss, so I'm going to bite the one that's attacking him.
Okay, cool. Yeah, make that attack. Should be 12, or no? Hold on.
I'm biting him, so it's a
it's a D10, so it's an 8 to hit. Just so that Peaches is
roll a
also
17.
aware. 17, yeah, you crush it. Roll that damage. I think it's D6 with teeth, isn't it? Maybe more.
Yeah.
But on a 1 and a 2, the
Yeah, I know.
attacks
Don't
you.
say it. It'll hear you.
Yeah, they get a counter.
4.
4, nice. Okay, let me roll that armor. You know what? Because things are already quite dire, I'm gonna just start rolling in the in the box here, because
Let's just see the 4.
every roll,
1.
it's a 1. Goodness, they only reduce it by 1. So you did 3 damage to one of the enemies. I think that was
Two sword flesh.
the sword one. That was the first hit, I think.
Yep.
I'm just noticing I haven't written any damage next to these names.
Yeah, we did a full round of nothing happened.
Yeah. Oh, my pen stopped working.
It's just because it dried out because it took you so long
It
to
was
write
just
them
waiting.
down.
Yeah, okay. Classic. Now it's Harmug's turn.
Get back here, you insolent sword! And I grab my hand axe and I start hacking at the thing.
Nice. All right, you have a strength 12 plus 2 with the gesture this turn. Sweet Jesus.
Not a 1.
No, it's just a miss. Like
Yeah.
that. Fellas,
Mm-hmm.
the enemy's turn.
Mm-hmm.
You did 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, they're gonna just do the same. So, Harmug and Tarful both roll your defense tests. I don't know if, yeah, for 12 and for Harmug a 10.
I got hit.
Got hit.
I got hit.
Peace.
This is impossible. So I'll roll, even again in here.
We'll just take a break and there'll be another group of people who are
It's
looking
honestly,
for...
that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen right now. So Harmug, you take 4 damage
5. It's a sword. Plus 1.
plus 1 because the sword.
I'm dead.
So you are beyond dead. The blade gets close, it cuts one side of your neck and it says, "You were terrible," and then it cuts out and you can feel blood pouring, and then it slices the other side and it says, "And I hated you," and it cuts away. And then the other one turns to you, Torval. It also has a D6 damage, doesn't have the plus 1, but where did I put that die? Where'd it go? Oh,
Right in the middle.
A 1, and you have D4 armor.
Thank
He
God.
prevents the damage.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah,
no
I
matter what.
didn't have to roll. I guess I rolled
Yeah.
the 1 anyways.
No matter what. The boss is dead. He is
That makes
quite
me the boss.
gone.
Dibs. You can't. My brother can't say dibs, so I know I'm the boss now.
You just see me like getting sad.
Yeah, that's
Yes, sir. You belong to me now.
Alwyn, that's you.
I'm gonna shoot with my sling at the one that was just using the sword. Now just just attack.
Yeah.
Just getting all angry.
Yeah. This is. I don't think the gesture applies anymore, so this is just
No,
12.
Oh yes, nailed it. Okay, that was a 14.
Okay, roll damage.
Are any of these mine? Oh, okay. So that's a 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Wait,
4.
2d4 for the sling?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey. Wait, why is it 2d4? This one just says d4 damage. You
Under
have a
my
special one. You
Yeah,
happen to have 2
it's-
slings. Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay, cool. I like
yeah,
that.
woven from long gray hair of the strongest man who I've ever gnawed on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
That's
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 2d4. How much did you do, sir?
4 damage.
4 damage. I'll roll their armor in here again. Yeah, that's usually how it happens. I'm so sorry. There's a curse. So it didn't take any, but your heart was in it. So there's that.
You landed a solid hit, it just didn't.
Yeah. Torval, your turn.
Going to bite the sword one again?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
That's
That's not good. No.
Your heart's just
We
not
are
in
cursed.
it. Yeah, your heart's not in it.
I said I'm the boss.
Armug is dead. So we'll just move his turn
No
along.
death saves in this one, huh?
No death saves. That death save is just don't go negative. You get to roll a d4. The enemy's turn. The one lurches forward, sword controlling the body, and comes towards you, Torval. Can you make that defense 14 check for me? That's agility 14.
Total 6.
All right, that's going to be another d6 plus 1 damage.
6 plus 1.
Oh boy.
My sword's
Just-
doing
just-
work, huh?
That is 6 plus 1 damage. Roll your armor.
I have to roll a 4. Oh, if I roll a 3, I'll
You'll be at 0.
yeah.
-1. No.
So long, farewell.
5 damage
Auf
total?
Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Yeah. And Torval is just cut clean through. And all you hear is the blade just kind of harumph a bit, like you don't even deserve speaking to, as you feel right through the neck. And then Alwyn, you lie alone, standing before this other one as it stumbles forward towards you. You see a disgusting viscous liquid slosh out of the top of its head as it stumbles down these steps, coming at you. And you feel its arms, like as they reel back, snap into you with incredible strength. Can you make the defense 12 roll for me?
It's a 19.
Nice. And as you like feel those hands make contact, you just let them push you. Just gentle. All right, no problem. Here I go. And they just scoot you down the steps. But you're unharmed for the first time ever. One of these rolls was successful.
So how many enemies are beside me? More than
Just
one?
the two. Just the two.
Just the only ones that are in the room that
Yeah.
started at the beginning. and
Yeah,
only
just
took
those
a little
same two.
damage.
Sword guy took 3 damage. And that's it.
I'm gonna die. Like, there's no fucking way.
So what do? You've got space between you and them. What does Alwyn do right here?
You saw 2 bosses die in like 6 seconds.
You're the
Mhm.
boss
my
now,
brother.
buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the boss.
You see the jester and the monkey look up to you.
Yeah, like you do see Captain, like he looks at Harmug's body, looks back up to you, just jumps, clings to you. You see like a stream of piss as he makes his way over to you. He's just always doing it. Maybe this time from fear.
Leaky
Clings to your
faucet.
body. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to take revenge. I'll attack the sword now.
Okay. Yeah, you just fury and you go back. Yeah, make that attack roll. I think just presence 12, right?
You
Okay.
can't.
It-
It can't be real life.
it-
Wait,
Instead-
are you attacking with your teeth?
No.
No, he said-
Aww.
Okay, instead, as I'm coming at him because I forgot, I'm gonna scream and take the 1 damage.
Oh,
And just off myself.
Yeah. Just with your last remaining hit point, you just like you do like a battle cry rushing at him, like even like charging a sling, whatever, and just like one bloody throat erupts and you just fall to the ground. And as like your consciousness is waning, with a still target, the sword pierces into you, doing 6 damage. And you hear it pitifully laugh as the world goes dark. And I think, everybody, that's where we're going to take a quick break. And we're gonna see
Oh my
where we pick up from here. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll be right back. Thanks, everybody. Oh, here we go. Did I do it right? I had to click so many buttons. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we got a little spoiler. Oh, look at that. We got some new things. So we had a quick party wipe. If you're just catching us now, so it's a perfect time to tune in because it is a fresh half of the session. It has been 1 week since the last party has been sent out reward to find the missing villagers from a local town. 3 brothers have taken it upon themselves to earn that reward and find those villagers, as everyone else is too incompetent. So
The
first
reward's gone up over there, right?
Oh, of course, it goes up all the time. It's like 120 silver now. It's pretty good. So we've got Keftar, we've got Margar, and we've got Eldar from the R family, a trio who have made their way already through the forest. Along the way, Eldar, with his pet monkey, stumbled upon another pet monkey, screeching and clawing at him and pulling him in a direction where eventually a monkey forced Eldar to go and follow a very scary path through the forest that brought them to a weird slot in the ground. But after much urging, they pressed on forward and through the slot into a weird chamber with carved stone tiles on the ground. Some kind of underground building. But the walls and ceiling looked to be natural stone and mud with roots poking through. But together, the 3 of them stepped down into this tiled room, worked their way through a little tunnel out into an opening, where now they see split in the path between them. They see a path and before them a thin direction with stone stairs leading on into the dark, or another path to the right that is wider, maybe 12 feet down as the steps go on. Eldar, as your monkey clings now, both of them, into your clothing, what do you do?
Do we see footsteps?
It's stone ground here. It is
okay.
Totally stone ground. There's a thin layer of dust around most of the area.
Well, brother, where would you like to go?
Who? You said brother. There's 2 of us.
Yeah, the other one's always distracted, like always. Look at him. He's staring at the wall right now. Brother. See, nothing.
Let me just check something real quick. Let's go right.
I always have a good feeling about going right.
Yes, it's right. Right is right.
Okay, you step down to the right into a stone tunnel with like wide stone steps into a larger area. In the stone ground here, and in this long hallway, you see 2 beams of light looking as if there are lit rooms. And from those lit rooms, you see little pathways moving up and rising up other steps into an area. One of you, I guess Eldar, you're leading, can you make a DR8 presence test for me?
Okay. One of my abilities is called Stealthy. So all presence and agility tests have their DR reduced by 2. Normal tests are DR10 instead of DR12. So I'm assuming that this would be a DR6.
Yes, it would. It's very good.
Yay, look at that. Nailed it.
Nice. Yeah, no
11.
problem. You, as you look up into that room, you see it looks like some kind of ceramic or porcelain mannequins lifted up onto some wooden slats and bars holding them into weird positions. You see 2 large vats, big steel drums on either end of the room. And then you see a shape standing up and walking up towards one of these mannequins on the wall with a bucket in its hands. And it doesn't take notice of you as it continues to walk towards closer to you a little bit as it moves to the right side of that room in front of you. And then it moves towards one of these mannequins on the wall. And you see it lifts the bucket up to the top of its head, where now you notice there's a small area at the top of the head that is cut away and is flat. It lifts the bucket up and begins pouring this disgusting thick yellowish substance. It looks like lard or fat, and with it there are mixtures of blood and maybe sinew. It is hard to tell as it's pouring this liquid into the top of this mannequin. And then you see slowly that little bits of the mannequin begin to jerk as the liquid is poured inside it. And then little by little pieces of sinew and flesh begin to unwind from somewhere within the ceramic, wrapping around this body, looking like a very familiar to a long gone trio, looking similar to the meat shape that is pouring this liquid into the mannequin in front of it, seemingly making a duplicate of itself. And you see a third one over the mannequins with a sword across its back, stirring one of these large vats of what you assume is the same liquid. But it has not noticed you yet. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna... And can I sneak? I'm gonna try to sneak up to the one that's closest to me.
Okay,
I have a warhammer.
Just to give you the layout, in front of you, before you're looking right into the room, you do see a long path with light coming in from two directions, about 30 feet apart or so.
Okay.
And as you're looking up into this room, you can see that this room is large enough that doorway is both of these lights. Like there's a doorway, it's a large room up, and then an exit leading to another doorway into the same hall. You don't see any other paths either. But this hall continues on beyond that, curving around to the left. So just so you have a full awareness of where you are exactly. Yeah, if you want to go up to one of these, you absolutely can.
What you're saying is we could sneak by them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I want you to know that there is more direction. No, it's not like a dead end.
Do I trust my rolls?
It's going to be all of you if you're sneaking by, so.
I will try to sneak past them.
Okay. You guys see Eldar begin to tiptoe. Can you make another stealth 8 or presence 8 test? And each of you that are following him, it'll be the same.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh my. I'm gonna nope. I can't. I can't this early.
You have a thing for this.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a chance this goes okay.
Okay, I will use an open.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to re-roll. So
Yeah.
I'll roll a d4. 1 and 2 it uses, and then 2 or 3 and 4 it does not use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't use it. So he's got
okay.
escaping fate every time you use an omen. There's a 50% chance it is not spent. Okay, so now you can reuse that omen, but to what end?
I'm gonna re-roll it with
You
a
did
14.
it. You did it.
Or
So
13.
you sneak past perfectly into the gap between the two doors from this room wrapping around you. And then Kefgar and Martyr, what'd you guys roll?
12.
16.
Good enough. Both of you good enough. You slip into that doorway. And Elzar, as you lead the charge to the next doorway, looking back to your right, you see the one stirring the vat and the other's out of view. With the one with its back to you, it's just a DR4 to continue on this hallway and moving to the left to go past the second doorway for each of you.
I'll take those odds. Oh yes. Hey, perfect.
18.
Goodness.
Okay. That's
11.
2. Yeah, everybody makes it then, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you each make it around this room. And you see that as you make your way left around, this tunnel kind of curves in on itself a little bit, wrapping around to the left even more, giving you escape from the view of that doorway as you make your way down into a new hallway. And in this hallway, almost immediately, you just see like the stone here is kind of a little bit nicer, like almost a marble. Even the walls here are like actual stone and not just like natural cave formation anymore. And in the middle of this room is just a fountain trickling with water. And again, so the hallway does continue beyond it, but you do see a fountain just in the center of this more open space, maybe 15 feet across in this area.
Is there anything notable about the fountain? Or
As
the
you get
water in
close, it smells kind of sweet, the water itself. But nothing. It's a kind of ornate fountain. It's the visage of very fat, jovial people, wearing like crazy robes and very ornate headdresses, and they're tossing back in laughter. And there's food amongst them everywhere. Everyone is eating, and it's opulent and jovial, and the water's just sprouting out, trickling down over the
Can I discern if there's anything odd about it using my alchemy?
With the alchemy, you would just be able to turn it into something, but you can just make a presence test of 12 to see.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm asking. Is
Yeah.
if I could just make a check.
Yeah.
Presence 16.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You lean in close, and as you kind of do, like, you notice there's nothing really wrong with this water. It's almost fresh, and you even do a quick taste test, and you can tell, like, this is just good water. It's slightly sweet in flavor, and it makes you crave it a little bit more when you drink it, but nothing else.
It tastes good to me.
Do you want a drink, boy? And my dog will take a sniff at it.
Yeah, he sniffs at it and drinks a little
He has
bit.
a superb nose.
Yeah, and just drinks at it a little bit, and then it seems like not for him, not a good flavor.
Well, at least you got a little bit of water, buddy.
And then
His
beyond
nose
this, you
knows
see.
best.
Sorry,
I was gonna say his nose knows best.
his nose knows best. Beyond this, you do see a bit of a marble hallway moving away, and the sound of almost like a rushing river as the marble hallway turns around the bend, and we return to like a cave-like formation in muddy walls. How are you guys proceeding? Who's taking charge? So we have a consistent order.
You want me to take the lead now?
Sure, Kaftar.
Alright.
Okay.
Me and Morg will go first.
Okay, so we got Kief, Marg, and then Eld in the back, and yeah, you lead forward. You see, as you work out into the space, the marble floor is like dusted and dirty, and the mud around there is like, again, cavernous and natural looking. And then the smell hits you. This room, as you're looking across it, it opens up in an expanse almost 50 feet across, more to your right than to your left, and you see a brown river that is just shifting back and forth more than it's flowing anywhere. And it's thick and mottled and looks like mud, but smells like shit. And it is beyond awful. It smells like a sewer. But you see far against the opposite wall, in the middle of this 15-foot across sewage river, you see a tall statue. And then at the base of the statue, you see some familiar mannequin-like shapes crouched in the sewage water itself before the statue. And then you start to pick out other shapes as well. 4 more human-looking individuals crouched into this water, completely unaware of you, as they're all crouching into the water, looking in the direction of the statue. It's a little bit obscured by shadow at this distance.
Is there any way around or across this shit river?
Well, if you want to get out into this area, I would say make a presence test of 8 to do so quietly, if you care to. Otherwise, yeah, you can get a good scope out, but you got to get in there to know.
Yeah, I'll go in the room as quietly as I can.
Yeah.
So, presence what? 8?
8.
I'll use an omen.
Okay.
So 4.
Oh, you're keeping the roll to lower it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they succeed. Makes sense. Yeah, so you notice as you kind of step out into the room, and like the ground here is like dusty soil, gravelly, and you like slowly push your feet through it instead of crunching loudly onto it. You see to your right, on this dirty marble, the room does wrap around, and you can see that there are steps that go up in that direction. But then to your left, you see the river just moving off into the caves towards the left. Those are the only paths that aren't the way you came.
Okay, I'll go towards the right.
Okay.
And I just I pull out a skull of
Okay.
Morg, not Marg.
Okay.
You're sure? Okay. Put it back down. Go right.
Yeah. You trust this little buddy, and you go right. Margar and Eldar, you see Keftar move to the right. What do
They
you? What
sound
do the
like
other?
Klingons.
I know. Your 3 brothers of the R family. Yeah, Marganel, do you see him go? What do you guys do?
I have an empty water skin. Am I able to just take a little bit of this nastiness?
The sewage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing so stealthily though? Like, in case you did miss it, there are 3 of those mannequin-like shapes and 4
I thought they were in it.
They're in it, yeah. But like, you have to get to the bank. That's closer to them. So just asking if you're okay
No.
doing a stealth check to get that water.
No, that sounds scary. I'm just gonna try and follow Kathy.
Okay. It is only a
Me too.
DR8 then to shuffle through the gravel in that direction. Much easier than trying to approach them.
The presence.
Presence, yeah. 19 and 17. Yeah, no big deal. You guys follow in Keftar's literal footsteps as he's spread the gravel by not even taking steps but pushing it aside, and you just follow in that same groove that he leaves. You guys walk up into a bit of a stairway. It's at that moment when you hear the sewage, the sound of things rising from the sewage. And just give me a second here to do a few rolls.
Rolls? I don't think you do rolls.
Yeah.
It seems unnecessary.
Where'd it go? Did I lose him?
Oh, encounter's done.
Oh, it's there. It's okay. Okay. You see all of the creatures in the sewage stand up at the same time. You see the 3 mannequin-like automatons grab 2 of the individuals who are screaming, just saying like no, as if shaken awake, and then they take them and move down the sewage pit with those 2
Away from us.
away from you. And then the 3rd mannequin follows behind them as they're picking up 2 individuals screaming and kicking down the sewage pit, like into the caves further. And then the other 2 that were also kneeling in the sewage just get up, turn on a dime, walk directly towards you guys, like so quickly. It's like deer in headlights as you just like press the side, and they just work their way past you into this hallway. They're just people with utterly blank expressions, just walking down this hallway.
Any people we recognize?
It's hard to say. Like, you guys have you've taken a job, but beyond that, you don't know anyone personally who's gone missing here. But these, like, just from the clothing, like, these are just normal peasant folk. Like, there's nothing ornate about them, nothing interesting. Like, just rags, drab, unassuming.
And they didn't notice us.
They didn't even pay attention to you. They just stood up on a dime, walked in this direction. The other 2 that like awoke from a stupor or started screaming, and they were hauled off by the 3 automatons.
Are they like single file or side by side?
Yeah, single file. There's 2 of them.
Can I grab the one that's like at the back?
Yeah, sure. So as one is going by, you let that one go, and you see this tunnel that you're following wraps around to the left in a pretty steep degree. But then as that one's making its way, you grab this one.
And it's like grab, but I'm putting my hand over their mouth while I'm like pulling them to the wall.
Yeah, you do that, and you see it. The person doesn't react correctly. You see that as you grab them and push them against the wall, it's the face of a woman who just looks back at you, and you can see like the eyes are just like almost non-recognition. Like when you're in a crowd of people and someone is addressing you at like a work function, and you just meet eyes because it's polite. That's it. There's no more reaction. There's no more anything. Just looking at you expectantly with no words, doesn't try and say anything, but you do feel them pressing to continue walking down that hallway, just gently.
Are you from the village?
Do you let go of your...
Don't scream. And I slowly move my hand away, prepared to cover their mouth again.
Yeah. Are you here for the feast?
Yes.
It's going to be glorious.
Where's the feast being held?
And she just presses her hand against you, pushing and points down the hallway where she was walking. We mustn't be late. And she begins to try and walk, but you're still holding her there.
Do you want to lead us there? We got lost.
Oh, it would be a pleasure. And you see she's very smile, like rosy cheeks almost.
Don't like it.
And begins walking down the path.
Never trust a happy person.
Never ever.
Who was just walking through sewage?
Yeah. Okay.
Shall
she
we
begins to
go
walk.
feast, brothers?
I'm full, but I'd like to see.
We should.
What do I do?
Were the other ones that carried the other individuals? They went the opposite way of
Yeah,
us.
down the sewage river to the left when you guys entered that area, like dark, long sewage path.
I don't know. I just feel like those other ones needed some help. They didn't seem like they were.
I think they all
They
need help.
wanted to be. Yeah. It's up to you. I'm not really that hungry, but I know usually feasts like this aren't really feasts.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be eating people.
But maybe we'll find the ringleader. And I let go of the woman.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
She just begins skipping off, like jolly, pleasantly, like almost
I
into like
follow
a deer
suit.
like gallop, and she takes off. Are you actually running after her as she like almost breaks into a sprint?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, slow down. You said you'd take us there.
She's just going, like very excited, like whoop-de-doo, and she's like taking off. It's a path.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah. Hurry, brothers.
As you're making your way,
We're
are
the
you
All
chasing at full
family.
speed or just like they don't want to get there?
I'm keeping her, like, in vision.
Oh, you're gonna like in a second you're gonna lose sight of her. It's a long turning pathway, and even as you're walking up, you're noticing like really ornate engravings and like different designs up on the wall. Again, a little bit reminiscent of the fountain. You see like big jovial people, fat and eating, and it's like grapes and cheeses and all these things, and it's getting like. And as you're like passing down this long hallway, what begins as like engravings and etchings in this marble stone starts to turn to color, and it's like more vibrant and more opulent, and the people are even fatter and even happier, and they're like it's just like a huge party, like this big like relief painting turns into on the walls. It becomes more and more colorful the further you go down this path, and the more you turn down into this area. Until eventually it's just like huge resplendent people, almost like gods, just completely fat and filled with delicious foods. And then the room begins to open. You see gold ornate chairs and like stools and benches and huge red curtains drawn in front of you. 50 feet tall, like 70 feet wide, just two giant red curtains. And it looks like a red carpet rolling right up the middle between them as they're closed. And you see her dash between the two folds of the curtain, and they collapse on themselves. In the room, it's quite dim. There's maybe a torch or two lighting the area, but you can see it reflecting off gold and white marble. Which of you has the torch or whatever? I don't know if any of you have even a light.
Yeah, I do. I have some.
Okay.
So yeah, as you light up yours, can you make a presence test of a 10 for me?
That's a 13.
Nice.
You as you lift it up and you notice like all this gold and all this red and all this royalty and ornate look, you step into the red carpet and notice it slip a little, and you take a step back and you raise the torch or the lantern, looking down at this red carpet, which as the light hits it glistens too much for fabric, and you see, almost as if it was a glamour falling from your eyes, you see a large stretch, a bloody path pulled forward between these two robes, like consistent, almost no breaks in it. It's just a red streak leading all the way up to these large curtains. And you can hear faint speaking beyond them.
Brothers, look at this. And I sort of like shine the torch down so I can see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and you see like his clear footprint in what looked like a carpet and is now clearly liquid.
That's a lot of blood.
Is it human boy? I have my dog take a sniff.
I guess he sniffs it, maybe licks it. Doesn't know English, but
You can give an arf. One bark for yes, two for no.
that's an incredible amount of training to give a dog on the spot. Well, okay, so
He's a wizened old dog.
Your dog eats human. This is part of it now.
Yeah.
On the regular.
Enough to know.
Yeah, he starts licking the blood, and just keeps licking the blood, and is like, I don't know if he's leashed, but he's pulling away from you as he's licking his way up this carpet more and more and more, and you see like tongue splattering. He begins to like stepping into it, licking it up, moving towards the split in the two curtains.
Alright.
Tells me that's human blood.
At least it's tasty. And I move towards the curtains.
Can each of you, as you approach the curtains, make a presence 10 check for me?
18.
11.
Sure. I think I might have to use one of my omens. Yeah.
Up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my omens. I have to reroll, so.
As each of you approach the curtains, and you begin to like listen towards them, maybe putting fingers on the sides of them, you hear the same voice of the woman, and you just hear her say like, "I'm here for the feast." And then there's a long pause, and then you hear a slight laughter from somewhere beyond her, like a deep, thick, jovial laugh. And then you hear her say, "And as if there still is a feast." And then another long pause. And then a little jovial laugh. Is there anything you do?
I just crack just a little teeny break in the curtains just to see what monstrosity's on the other end.
As
You,
you
like,
start to
dive
pull it
deep.
back. Yeah. As you start to pull it back, you almost like stack each of your heads above one another, pulling this curtain
The
open.
Three Stooges.
Yeah. You see this relief grows that you had been watching as you moved up your path. There's a slight engraving of, feasts and joviality, growing more and more as you path, and then spreading out into the darkness and the walls around. You can see that this is its inevitable endpoint. As you look into the room, you see a colossal mound of flesh, maybe 50 feet across, 60 feet. Just a gargantuan creature. As the relief itself wraps around him, fatter and fatter are the pictures on the walls, redder and redder are the paints, and you look at this absolute behemoth of flesh with a regular human-sized head somewhere buried into the center of it, with a gut and limbs almost impossible to see, but they're moving somewhere around where its head is. You see a tiny knife and a tiny fork, and you hear this laughter bellowing out as this entire undulating mass of flesh laughs with a tiny little crown on his head. And he says, "Yes, yes, yes, always here for the feast." And you see her bow, raise her hands up, and you see this shifting colossal fat as this creature moves its way towards her with like a sickening sludge-like sound. And you see it topple on itself, trying desperately to keep the crown atop its head as its mouth hangs open. 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, and it wraps itself around her and pulls her up inside, and soundlessly she's devoured. And then its eyes flick up to you as you hear her bones crunching, and you can feel for a moment brief laughter as she's disappeared. And you see it motion with its fork and knife towards you to come closer, and it says, "Still hungry, always hungry, come, come, come." I think we're gonna have to roll initiative, fellas.
Sorry, wrong dinner.
Yeah, you can still try and talk your way out, but we're gonna.
We thought this was the Mandarin.
Yeah. I'd just say D6 plus your agility.
5. That's so we're fighting Jabba the Hutt on steroids.
Yeah, like 50, 60 massive feet across, but with a human face somewhere in the middle that just extends disgustingly. Just tell me what you got.
3.
3.
All right, you guys both want to roll again, contest, see which goes first, or do you care?
He can go first.
Okay, sure. So we've got Keftar.
I am the older brother, after all.
Keftar going first. You just see it motion towards you with a little fork and knife in its little hands next to its little head with its little crown next to its massive, disgusting, endless body. Come, come, come. What do you do?
I'm hungry too. Take my mace and I rush at
Nice. Yeah, you're right for that disgusting gut. You're running over like golden pews almost as you run up to him. And yeah, okay, make that attack. Just, if you got any modifiers, go for them. But
15?
Yeah, 15 ain't bad. Roll damage. 1. Okay. Not
Sounds
great
right.
damage.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about on brand for the thing. Okay, so we got this. We got 1 damage.
Sure, this is gonna work, Mork? You say so.
I trust you. As soon as you hit him, you feel the mace strike into its body, and you see this, it reverberates across it. And you see his face kind of contort on itself, and you hear a disgusting squeal as it releases a terrible smell into the room. And it is so impossibly bad. You have to make everyone make a DR 14 toughness test.
Toughness, come on.
Eldar. 14.
I'm gonna
Natural 1.
Who got the natural 1? Is that Mark right there?
There's Margar. You've got Noman, right?
I think I have 2 left.
I'm gonna use an omen. So I spent it.
Okay.
I'll re-roll it.
I have to use an omen.
Yeah, mine's 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll because I can't. Because
Mm-hmm.
1.
7.
Yeah. It's pretty close to 14, not quite. Okay.
Just half.
Are you the only one that failed? I think the other two passed, right?
Let's not worry
Okay.
about who else failed.
Margar, you feel your guts rumble and they get hot, and you feel saliva hit your mouth, and you know what's coming as your stomach clenches on itself, and you begin to throw up and heave, and your vision goes dark. And for 3 rounds, you can't do anything else but throw up and try and resist the horrible smell as you tumble over one of these golden pews and just sit there retching. That's pretty messed up. But you can act. It's going to be with a +2 to all difficulties. While you're puking and smelling and it's really, really bad, you just have a +2 to difficulties, so -2 to your rolls, whatever we want to get. It's just real bad for 3 rounds.
It's not good. It's not a good time.
Yep. Okay, so then we've got the enemy's turn. The disgusting.
He hasn't even gone yet.
What?
Oh, he hasn't even gone yet.
Yeah, no, that was just his reaction to taking damage.
Did he actually take damage though?
Yeah, you roll
Doesn't have
damage, right?
armor? Yeah, I know, but I figured like armor would have negated 1.
No, you see the mace like cut into his flesh, like it's
Oh,
soft and
okay.
disgusting. It just cuts right through.
He just like
Boy.
expels gas every time you cut him.
It's quite bad. And then he gets a very like disturbed face on, like look on his face, and it's just like, oh, the nerve. And you see him reach forward with the little arms, and you see almost as if like there's a person within like a jello sack. The person itself is pushed towards you as it's reaching out with like a body that's stretching out, and his little arms next to his little head with his little crown is pulled closer and closer to you, and he goes in with his knife and his fork. And he's trying to pincer you. Can you make a defense roll?
Okay, so standard DR.
Yeah.
+2 because I'm in plate mail, so 14.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Nat 20. So yeah, you feel the knife and fork come around to your sides. What do you do?
With my free hand, I throw a bottle into his mouth.
Okay. Yeah, you just knock the cutlery aside, throwing a bottle
Of red poison.
Red poison. Okay. Make the. You do have to make the attack. Your
Yes.
presence 12, unless you have a modifier.
That's a 12.
That's a 12.
You
Okay.
have a toughness DR 12.
Toughness DR 12. Let's just roll D20 in here. 11. Okay, what happens with the red poison?
D10 damage.
D10, just a flat D10, or is this an ongoing thing?
Flat D10.
Okay, roll that damage.
6.
6 damage, not bad.
That was acceptable.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite the opposite of what we did last time.
Yeah. You hear as you throw it into his mouth, he crunches onto the glass, and you see him smile like, delicious. And you see it's melting away the flesh at his mouth, like in a stream down, burning out through his throat. Even you see like holes appear and the liquid burning down his skin as it dissipates. And he's just happily chewing away at the glass and the poison. Just, everything is so delicious. That's his turn. It is now Eldar. What are you doing, bud?
Okay, I'm gonna go in front of Margar, and just a few steps ahead of him, I'm gonna place my bear trap down in front of him, so that if the big guy comes over or comes to attack him, he'll be trapped in my bear trap.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I am not distracted by vomiting and stuff.
Yeah.
Stumble into a bear trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
This wasn't here when I wasn't puking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll place that, and then that would be, I guess, the end of my turn.
If you're just dropping it on the ground, you can still do something. Like that's.
Oh, can I?
That's just like dropping something. That's fine.
Okay. Then I will try to run up to the enemy, but just off to the side.
Okay.
I'm going to use my warhammer and just try to slam home on this ship.
Yeah, you find one of his sides where there's like this like red pustulous growth coming out, and you're like, oh, that looks weak. Hammer up.
I'm the Gallagher.
Yeah.
It's an 11.
Yeah, that's not quite 12. I'm looking for here.
Ooh.
It
What are you
looked
doing?
weak.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna miss.
you're gonna miss. Yeah, you kind of like eye this pustulous growth and realize like maybe just hitting it would be very disgusting and horrible, and you just like limply let the hammer hit the ground as you kind of like lose focus.
Yeah.
And then Margar, it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to vomit.
Yeah, just a little spittle comes up.
It smells. I'm just gonna throw a black potion at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Aim for the
yeah,
mouth,
make that
kind of
presence
like
12.
14, you mean?
Is it worse for you?
He
Because
said
I'm
it.
vomiting.
Oh, because you have your +2. Yes. I forgot. I kept thinking like you had a bad armor or something.
It's
Hey.
15.
Hey, very nice. Okay, so yeah, you whip the black potion. What does that one do? And what's the test for it?
Black potion, toughness, DR 14.
Okay. Good. Nat 1, baby. So what's it do?
D6 damage plus blind for 1 hour.
Okay, you want to do D6 damage real quick?
Double it.
I thought that was gonna be
Yeah.
1.
10 damage. Pretty decent, I would say.
Yeah, it's up there.
And yeah, so you just whip this black potion up towards like its face or its body. Where are you aiming with this thing?
Yeah, I was just aiming for the eyes.
Okay, yeah, directly
Like right
the
for the
eyes.
face. I was aiming for the mouth, but I think just because I was vomiting, I aimed a little high and hit him in the
Yeah, and you see like the very gentle glass shatter over his disgusting head, and the black poison melt down, and you see it melts away the face where it touches it. The eyes are burnt away, the face is burning away, and he begins to frown and be like, "Not delicious, not delicious." And you see his little hands and his little cutlery and his little fork come up in front of him, and I'm going to make a morale check. Because he's real close to dead. Oh my god, that was so much damage. So this goes.
literally opposite of the first half of this
Yeah.
episode.
Let me double check this. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. And yeah, he feels the crown fall from his head as he reels back with his eyes being burnt away. And you see it tumble off the fat of his body and jangle down to different lumpy bits and bang around. It takes too much time to crumble to the ground as he's kind of squealing to himself and like scratching at himself with the cutlery. And he just brings it up in front of him like a shield and says, "Please, please, I'll give you anything I want. Anything. Just leave me alone." What do you guys do as he's cowering before you, knife and fork in hand, maybe 10 feet up in the air?
I
This
make the
disgusting
smell.
man. Yeah,
I
you
put
spit
away
all
my
over.
mace
Yeah.
and pull out my meat cleaver.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Time.
It is. Yeah. Heftar's
I
turn. What
want-
do you do?
I want a limb. And I
Okay.
start climbing his fat body.
Okay. Can you make either a presence or agility of DR10 for me?
19.
No
Agility.
problem.
do.
You do it
That's
quickly
what I do.
and steadily. No issue at all. Just right off those lumpy bits like it's a mountain.
He would be making direct eye contact if they had eyes.
Yeah, if they had eyes. Running up with that cleaver. What are you doing?
I'm finding it. I'm going for like the arm. I'm guessing you can't really see the shoulder.
No, not shoulder. It's more just like a little bit of a neck and a head, and then the arms come out towards the side.
Okay, well, are we talking like elbow at least?
At least elbow, yeah.
I'll go for an elbow.
Okay, yeah, going for the elbow. Roll that attack.
That's
a hit.
A 13.
Yeah, and you're not puking up, so 12 is all you need. Roll damage for me. 2 damage. You hack your way, and it's like it cleaves right through the elbow itself. Like it's like a thin little arm by comparison to him. It's barely even fatty. It's like bone and skin. And then it just cleaves right off. It's tumbling away down his body like the crown did, just banging around, finding its way down this disgusting bouncy body. And he begins to scream out, and you see the hand as it hits the ground, holding the fork tightly on the ground. You see a glittering silvery gold fork on the ground. And the other one with the knife, he just aimlessly swings at you, slashing back. Can you make a defense 12 test for me?
It's still 12 even though he's blind, huh?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would say maybe an 8 then.
Okay, so +2 to 10 because late mail.
Yeah.
I'll use my last omen and
Okay.
use the DC.
Nice.
So I'm good.
Still looks cool.
Yeah.
Still surviving.
It almost pinches into you, and then it buckles into some of your armor, and it planks off and doesn't get you. Eldar, it's your turn. What do? You see this as the hand comes cut down, holding a silvery gold fork tight in its grasp, hitting at the base of the ground in front of him.
I'll also climb up.
Okay, you can make agility or presence 10 for me.
So 8. So reduced by 2. So 8.
Yes, because you're the gutterborn scum. It's real slippery, I'll give you that.
There's a chance you don't waste that omen.
Yeah, I'm going to use the omen. Fuck. Okay,
But
I
you
used
aced it. But reroll.
Well, if it's just 8, he succeeds.
Yeah, I'm just going to reduce it. to
You're
get me up
subtracting
there.
4. Okay, yeah. So you climb up, and you work your way up to it. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to come down with my warhammer on his head to make like the whack-a-mole
Nice.
type of
Okay.
deal.
Yeah.
Trying to Gallagher right
Go for
now.
that attack. Ooh. And you don't have any more omens, right?
Nope. No,
No.
that's it.
Yeah, you just go for the fat, and like his body's just undulating so much, like kind of rearing back in pain and anger now as one of his arms has been cut off, and he's like trying to cut at Keftar. And you just boom off like the back of its like what would be a neck or back, calling whatever that stretch of bouncy flesh is behind him.
Oh, gross.
And it's
I don't like that sound effect.
The neck, as it were.
Yeah.
Got a fat neck.
Yeah. If anything, like you bouncing off of this flesh almost makes you lose your footing on this steep body, but you grab onto some of it, pinching it into your hands, and it feels too soft and too wet. It's terrible. And then it is Margar's turn. That's what you see. You see that crown come tumbling down, and now an arm with a fork in it next to it, and these glittering things, and them climbing atop.
How far apart are the crown and the fork?
Not like 3 feet. Like they eventually everything's gonna bounce down as fat to the middle. Like
I want to grab the crown, put it on my head, and then take the fork, vomit, and then grab the flesh, and then stick it in, and then pull down.
Okay, I would just say make an agility 8 to see if you can like get all this in one smooth motion.
You got it, Mark.
Yeah, it's 12.
Yeah, no problem. So you grab all those things, you throw the crown up onto your head.
I put it on very cool.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then so you're grabbing a bunch of stuff. Did you grab the fork as well?
Yeah, I grabbed the fork.
You grab the fork. Are you doing anything, or is that it?
I was just gonna to stab the fork into the
Oh
flesh.
yeah,
and
okay,
pull
yeah.
down.
Make that attack.
The toughness for melee?
It's strength.
Strength, sorry.
Makes more sense. If you could guess.
Yeah, you feel the fork press into its body, and then it fights against you and boing, pushes away, and like just doesn't even pierce it. And then you start to feel really fucking hungry, like really, really hungry. Okay, and then to the top of the round, Keftar, your turn. Oh, I should say, in his terror, you feel a fear fart, and each of you roll toughness 14 as another wave of stench comes
Fear fart.
up.
Do I have to?
Natural 20.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
I'm already vomiting. from the
Natural
fear fart.
20.
Oh my
A
god.
lot of
Eldar and Keftar are so used to Margar's fart, so this is nothing. Margar is not used to his own.
10.
You fail it.
Plus
You have
2.
Yeah, it's a stacking problem. So unfortunately, for one more round, you have that +2 and this +2. So you got a +4 on difficulties. So sorry.
Hello, it's not getting better. It's somehow changing and worse.
And as you say that, you eye the fork and eye the stomach and think, my God, nothing would taste better. And we'll get to that. So Keftar, it's your turn.
I pull out Morg, the skull.
Okay.
What do you want next? Oh, okay.
All right. What does he tell you?
I try and reach into his mouth to pull out his tongue.
The guy, the
But-
creature here,
Yeah.
not the skull.
The skull's telling me to take a tongue.
Take a tongue.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take a tongue.
Okay, go for it. Just a melee attack. 12. It would be easier, but pushing your arm into someone's mouth is still a difficult
How
thing.
about an 18?
Yeah, yeah. You get in there. You press your way through its lips. With the poison, especially that ate away at so much of its face, you're just like, you see like this easy slot in where there's not even teeth there anymore, and you just weasel your hand in, and you feel a whole tongue. You do 2 damage. What are you even using?
Meat cleaver.
The meat cleaver. Yeah, you work your cleaver in, and you start cutting away, and you feel like you're cutting. You're getting through it, but it's not all gone quite yet. As you
I
begin to
just
scream.
like feet on either side of his head,
Yeah.
pulling his tongue.
So fun. Yeah, just sawing away at this behemoth's tiny tongue. And then it's his turn, and with his knife, he's going to be screaming, unable to speak, and try and stab up at you again, Keftar. You can make a defense 10 test because he can't really see you.
So that goes up to 12 again.
Yeah.
Alright, I get hit this.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, your body's all over him, all over his head. It's so hard for him not to hit you, I guess. And then, yeah, he comes in and deals a quick 1 damage. But as you feel the
reduced
the
5.
knife hit you in the back. Sorry, what'd you say?
I reduced 5.
Yeah, so you don't take any actual damage, but you feel the knife, and then suddenly the whole heft of this thing's body comes swinging around, and you feel yourself forced in, and you see its mouth, like before with the woman, open itself, and you feel it's a cavern. There's nothing to hold on to, and suddenly it wraps its way around you. Can you make a strength 10 test for me?
Not successfully.
And you are pushed inside the gaping maw.
You don't have
and
an omen?
take-
I've used them already.
I will use my last omen.
Do you have one? I think you
I have
used one.
3. I have 3 total.
You have 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then this will be your last
Rolled a
one, right?
7.
So either way.
Yeah, if he reduces it, because you said it was
Yeah.
10, right?
Oh, yeah. So reduce the difficulty. So yeah, he starts to start chewing and gnawing as this disgusting growth mouth comes up around it. And you just, you still got your feet kind of pressing on to things and push off of him. And you start to tumble back down his body, but you don't take any damage as you get away from the disgusting maw. And the rest of you see it like elastically hanging around this giant mouth, dangling, looking for something else to grab before it settles back into its normal shape. And then it's Eldar's turn.
I'm gonna smash his head in.
Okay. Yeah. Make that attack. Strength 12.
Yeah, I gotta stop rolling in this goddamn.
His whole body's just undulating, and eventually he throws you off as well, and you come tumbling down back to ground level, where you see Margar licking his lips. Can you make a toughness 10 test for me?
Me or Margar?
Margar. You see Margar move in with that fork towards this disgusting mass of flesh at the ground, and begins to like just continuously poke at it. And when it barely works, he moves his mouth closer towards it and pinches with the fork and bites into it and peels off a tiny piece of the flesh and begin to chew.
Then vomit it up.
And it's delicious. It's the
I know,
best
but
thing
I'm
you've
still
ever
vomiting.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lick up a little bit from the stench of the room, but it's so good. And you have this incredible hunger that is completely sated. But then you feel this tingle come back up your arm and think, God, you're just so hungry. Yeah, what do you do?
I eat again?
It's up to you.
Hell yeah, I eat again.
Okay, yeah, you eat again. You see him go back for seconds. Now that there's like a beast spitting away, you can get the utensil in there and peel it back, and he's working away at different layers.
You know what I do?
Hmm.
You know what I do? This would be much easier if I had a knife.
Yes.
So I think I'm gonna just go get the knife.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you just take a little nibble to go. You start to climb your way up.
Yeah.
I'll
still
get
taste like it.
a presence test. You're in no rush. Everything is good. You're just calmly making your way up. Just presence 10.
The 9.
You know, you keep getting distracted. The body's so slippery, and yeah, you slide back down again, looking at that hole you made. And that's your turn. Back to Keftar. What do you do?
I noticed what Margar is doing. What?
He's just looking over at you like, it's so
He's
gross.
really weird right now, huh?
It smells awful in here, but it tastes great.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like I want to, like, let's see what's in his stomach. So
Wow,
just
okay.
straight down the middle.
Okay. Yeah, you make a strength attack. Regular 12 unless you got modifiers. Nat
Natural
20. All
God,
right,
that's a 30
quite nice. Yeah, you just like you go for that slash, deal some damage. Doubled on the 4, 8 damage. Yeah, what do you do? Because this works absolutely.
This is like meat cleaver, 12 to 6. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
hacking away.
You're hacking away, and then, like, once the outer layer of skin slides away, it becomes like bulbous. Like there's pockets of like pustules in here that are filled with air and gas, and like it's the same smell in the room that you've nat 20 through, and you're totally fine. Like you are okay with the smell, but as you're working through, it's like little pockets of round bits of flesh filled with gas, and it's like easy. It's easy to get through. It's so impossibly easy. You're just
like
tearing
butter.
your way through. Yeah, and then you rip through all of this skin and flesh and fat, working way to like you see a stomach lining, and you can just keep going. Blood has begun to pour out, but so little of it, like disturbingly little blood. But there's more like fat and thickness than there is any blood. And you begin to pierce through that, and eventually cutting through the way at the stomach, and inside you just see the bones, and you see the meat of people, and you see clothing and jewelry and glittering things piling up inside them. You see the like shaking body of a woman who's been mashed more than eaten, standing atop this massive mound.
Okay. Is she still
and
alive?
Kind of more reacting in death rattle She's
Like
been
her nervous
very
system's
mashed.
still twitching.
Yeah, like maybe she can be saved, but she's looking very rough.
Or delicious.
Or delicious.
Depending on who you are.
And Eldar, yeah, and Margar, you see the body of this thing sag, and lifelessly the head lolls on itself, and the knife comes glittering towards you, Margar. And you just know, like, you'll be hungry, and that's fine because there's so much food.
I did make it to the Mandarin.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
Dibs.
All of the he can eat. Yeah. Is there anything you guys are doing as you see this happen?
I'll save the mashed woman. And you said there was some jewelry and trinkets and that kind of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll take those.
Okay. Yeah, you find 12 silver lying around within the rummaging. Some pieces of jewelry are not sure if they'll be worth anything because they are pretty mashed and messed up, but maybe altogether like 60 silver worth of stuff in here for you guys. If you were to sell all that jewelry. And yeah.
And a woman who could potentially be saved.
Yes, one person who may be saved. And Eldar, you see Margar just very calmly slicing away a little bit.
Pieces of bacon.
Yeah.
Brother, I can't.
Delicious. Try it. I cut him off a little piece, hand it over to him on the fork.
I'll try it. If he says it's good, I'm gonna try.
Oh yeah, no, it is absolutely like the most putrid thing you've ever tasted in your life. Like,
Yeah.
like raw meat found on the street after a month of baking in the sun and just being stamped on, and it's the most terrible thing.
My mouth is salivating.
Margaret, that's fucking disgusting.
Well, for me.
Then I'm just fucking scraping my tongue.
I
no.
really think eating this fat piece of shit would be good.
Aren't you inside the body?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
inside.
but it's cut way open. Like this
Oh,
is the
okay,
bits
okay.
that Margar's slicing
Yeah.
off too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The inside is the best part.
Yeah, that's what the bacon is.
Yeah, but if he's eating it, it must be good.
No.
Then why is he eating it?
I don't know.
Can each of you make a presence 8 chest for me?
I will be a
16?
That's a 10.
You see that Marker kind of looks like the cutlery are moving his hands. His hands aren't moving the cutlery. Every time he's going for these levels.
Kef, you have to try it. It's delicious.
No. It really, really doesn't look delicious. It's
Why
not
don't
even
you-
cooked.
Margaret, why don't you put the utensils down, and why don't you come over here? I actually found some better food over here in this room.
Can I even do that?
Make a toughness 16 test roll.
I knew you were gonna say something like that.
Yeah.
You got this, buddy.
Oh yeah, 11.
Even the idea enrages you. Eldar is trying to make you hungrier,
No,
but he does look delicious.
Eldar does.
Oh yeah. And you're just so hungry.
You wanted me to come over and try some new food?
Yeah, without the utensils though. You don't need utensils for finger foods.
I mean, I'll bring them with me, but I won't use them.
That's silly. You gotta feel it.
No, I'll bring them
It's the
over, but
whole-
I won't use them, and I'll start walking over to Eldar.
Alright. Just walk. He's just walking. He's just chill. Like,
Yep,
nothing to
just
worry about.
walking. Actually, you do notice something a little odd. He's holding the knife like a nabby knife.
Yeah.
But the fork's regular.
Yeah, what do you guys do? Is you see Margar just so chill, like nothing wrong.
Can I just like knock him unconscious?
Yeah, you
With
can
my
make an
base.
attack, or you can make a strength if you're trying to do something too. But if you're trying to hit him, do damage. That's an
Yeah,
attack.
like literally just knock him unconscious. Not trying to kill him, but like
Yeah, you'll have to hit him to 0.
yeah. Sleepy go bye bye.
Yeah,
It's an 8. I
8
missed.
damage. Oh,
No,
sorry,
no,
8
no.
on the attack. Yeah, you just
It's an auto hit. I'll
you
take it.
glance. Yeah, no. Yeah, you just glance off and it doesn't quite hit.
Yeah, I try and stab Kef.
You going for Kefter instead?
He's right next to me, and he just tried to hit me. He looks hungry. He looks delicious.
He looks
too.
delicious too. Yeah, you make a defense test. You make an attack as well.
Does he have
Right.
to hit the
Is it
attack?
anything different for me?
Just regular 12 for both of you.
That's a 19.
19 on the attack. Kefter,
Okay.
you gotta defend.
Oh, all right. It hits.
Yeah.
D4.
He gets you as a D4 damage.
I prevent 4 damage.
But as the knives press into you, you feel that exact same thing from before. Just this unseen strength pushing you, and you see Margar's mouth get a little bit bigger. Make a strength 10 test for me.
Natural 1.
Thank you.
You feel your head move into his mouth.
Eldar!
Like the space shouldn't be possible. This doesn't make any sense. And you just feel his head wrap around yours like a snake. And you take an extra d6 damage
Oh, an extra D.
as he starts chewing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Can I push Margar?
damage. And this one's not reduced by armor.
Can I push Margar back and try to stumble him onto my bear trap?
Yeah, I think that would just be like a strength contest. Like whoever gets a higher strength here would.
Why would you do that to your brother?
You do. He's just a hungry brother.
Have you ever been hungry before?
Okay, that's a 16. Oh my god, this is the strongest
Wow.
man I've ever met.
Yeah, he just doesn't budge, and maybe partially because you're pushing the weight of 2 people as one's head's inside the other.
Can I try and stab him with the fork?
You're too busy chewing.
I think you
Sure.
made
Chew
an attack.
first, chew
So
first.
yeah, we get back around to Keftar's turn. Your head is currently lodged in his.
It's just my head?
Yeah, so like to the neck.
And I'm biting.
Yeah, so can I, like, King Kong? Try
Yeah,
and,
you can
like,
make a strength contest
hold
to
the
try and
mouth
get
open?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we just strength contest again.
19.
19, that's pretty good.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you're able to pull yourself out. A bit of cuts and scrapes, nothing too damaging though. You only took like 2 from that, so yeah, you peel back, and you just see like almost without motion, like the fork and knife slashing up at you. Like Margar's arms are dangling below them. And then
What's
it's
going
Margar's
on?
turn.
Gross.
I've already got a taste for Keftar, so I'm just gonna stab him with the
Go
knife
for it.
again.
Yeah, just make another melee attack.
Unless there's a way I could. I rolled a 16 toughness check. I guess there's nothing better than that. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna back.
That's a hit. Unless, well, you can roll defense, but currently that's a hit. Yeah. So you hit him again. That's D4 damage and a strength test.
2. I'll take a.
2 damage.
That
Reduced.
blocks 4.
No more damage. Do the a strength of 10. As, again, unseen strength pulls you
11.
forward. You make an 11 this time, and you pull away as you see Margar's mouth unhinge again, around, and it comes for you. But you did get out of the way, trying to grip you. And then it's Margar's turn.
No, I just.
Margaret just attacked.
Oh,
I
sorry,
just-
I just moved yours. Sorry. Now it's Eldar's turn. The wrong
Okay.
R.
I have a sack.
Yeah.
I'm going to empty its
Okay.
contents.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
While
it
you're
over
sitting and
Margar's.
eating, you're just taking
Yeah.
shit out.
Are you gonna help, Ildar?
I'm gonna put it over Margar's head.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, I think that'd be an agility test to just get it over there, like, without fucking that up.
Okay, so agility gets reduced by 2, so that would be a 10.
Well, it's gonna be a contest, so we'll
Okay,
add 2
okay.
to your agility.
Get wrecked, son.
Oh,
That's a 21.
Nice.
Get out of here.
Holy shit.
Get out of here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're like trying to get away from it, but the bag comes down around your head. And then I believe it's Keftar's turn, as Eldar's holding this bag around him. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to tighten it, not enough to
Is
cap,
it just around his head?
but just
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep his mouth contained.
keep his mouth contained. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, you already
Your
see the
tongue
tongue
pressed
getting it
against the
wet.
sack, yeah.
Yeah, already. It's so fast.
What do we do, Eldar?
Get the fork and knife. Chop his hands off for Christ's sake. Okay, maybe not that, but
All right, he said it.
Holy Jesus.
I didn't mean it literally.
Believer.
Okay, yeah. If you want to, if you hit 2 above, you can aim for just the cutlery. Otherwise, you're going straight from the hands. So if it's like regular 12, 14, you hit just the cutlery. Yeah, that's if you want
20.
to. If you want to.
20.
Yeah. So what do you hit?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I'll take a finger.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Not a thumb, though, please.
an index.
You go for an index finger.
That's an important one. Too.
Yeah, roll damage for the heck of it, and yeah, the finger comes off. And
3 damage.
Ow! That's off my health.
was that what chain is that, left or right?
You're right-handed, right?
I am right-handed.
Alright, so the fork, more likely, I think, right? People do
knife
you
would
usually
be
use
the
the
right.
knife in your dominant hand, right? So the knife comes loose, and clatters to the ground, where it's just so beautiful. That silvery gold is very nice, and the crown on his head wobbles a little bit too. That's inside the thingy, you can see it, and then it's back to Margar, I think.
Margar is gonna try and, well, it's gonna scream out in pain,
Yeah.
and then vomit in the bag.
Yeah. You just see it expand, get wet.
Just starts leaking.
And then I'm going to stab Eldar.
I will say make a toughness 14 test. See how hungry you feel.
That's a 14. Because I have a +2 toughness.
Yes, it is. You, as soon as the other utensil leaves your hand, you feel way less hungry. Like, you're not even sure why you felt that hungry. You're still a little hungry, but way less. Like, man.
I try and drop the fork.
Okay, you'll have to make another toughness test. As you focus on that, it's just a 12. As you're gathering your thoughts, a piece of your mind is realizing there's a way to be free of this hunger.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. In slow motion, we just see his fingers one by one release as it falls to the ground.
Yeah, you get to see 5 fingers let go this time.
Yeah, this time. Faded and unfocused in the background, you see a 4-fingered hand writhing in vain.
I think that's fair. You tried to bite my head off.
It was the fork and knife!
Why would you ever pick up anything that Tavallard had?
I was trying to kill him with his own weapon.
I think we can take the bag off his head.
Yeah, Albert's just like
He
clinging
does
to
so
it,
much
like-
vomit in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before I do it, I just kind of like shake the bag, make sure
It
the
just goes all
vomit
down
gets
the
in
front
there.
You
of
see
me.
the crown rattle its way down to the back, too.
Yeah,
Let's,
I'll let it go, and I'll grab the.
we'll scoop up the knife and
crown.
fork in the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't actually
Yeah,
touch
but-
it.
Yeah, like I'll just scoop it in there, just get it
Yeah.
all in there, and then tie the bag up, like fish knot, whatever those knots are called,
Yeah.
fisherman knots. There you go.
You have a
Um,
healer
the
stick
bag is
kit, right,
dripping.
Berkeley?
Hmm?
You have a healer's kit
Yes,
or
I
whatever?
was going to use it on myself and then on the nice lady that we were originally going to help, but
Yeah, she was just like at some point leaned against one of the golden pews, and she's just still like kind of comatose, like not doing great.
I will heal myself first because can't help
Mhm.
someone if I'm hurting, so I'll try and stop the bleeding. So I think I get to roll a d6 and heal that much.
I believe that's what the med kit is, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
All right. So I have 4
Yeah.
instead of 3.
Okay.
And I will use attempt to do a med kit on this comatose lady to try and just
Mhm.
like save her, I guess.
Yeah. All right. She's brought up from, we'll say, like she was at like, the -1 roll dying, and she's now back up to at least on health, stabilized. Not really all together paying attention, but alive.
Cool.
We can at least bring her back to the village.
Yeah, and as you guys see this incredibly ornate and opulent room around you with this disgusting mass of meat and flesh that will probably be rotting for quite some time, you are able to make your way back if you wish. Unless there's anything you want to do in this room, you've scooped up those jewelries, the crown, the cutlery.
Let's get out of here, please. As he
Any
holds his
other
finger.
like gold things that aren't too large that we can carry?
It's really just the pews. Like there's pews and then like a few torch lights, like torch sticks that are like 7 feet tall. They're like those are like gold rods, but there's nothing like just lying around. If you want to grab some of those, it's like £100 for one of these pews if you want to grab one. But
Firemen carry one of them.
hey, with her body on it, hey, it's a good stretcher.
Hey.
It might take all 3 of you in that case, but
No. I drape her over the dog. And
oh,
have
this is a big dog. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking like Irish Bloodhound.
Okay.
Big.
All right.
He's meant to be like killing people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I would be just holding my finger and just checking on the lady, and ever so once in a while I'll look at the bag and remember how delicious whatever I was eating was, because it was
Yeah.
delicious.
It was, yeah. And then like even as you think of it, like there's this flicker of like aftertaste, and that pungent, disgusting rotten meat flavor comes up, and it's like this twisted feeling of like having nostalgia for something that was terrible. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
But you guys
That's
make your way through.
confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you make your way through. The automatons are still as you pass through those rooms, and you make your way up through the small room with the tiles, and make your way up to the slot. Eventually, working your way through the mud, no matter how long it takes. You need to get out of here, and then you find yourselves in a forest. It is dark, and there are crickets and there are birds. But the night is yours, and the path back to the town is calm and gentle, and the air is nice on your skin as you feel not captured. You feel free. You don't feel hungry at all. And eventually, you make your way back to the village itself, where you see like the not like the alderman or whatever of the village who had asked you to do this task for 120 silver. At his door,
Plus,
you're there, and he greets you. And
it was
what do you do?
120 silver plus per head we brought back alive.
Plus 50 per person you brought back alive. And
They are breathing still.
you see him there before you, and he brings her inside with a hug. You can tell that while he doesn't necessarily like have a close relationship with this person, just to have anyone back at all is a blessing. You guys regale your story, I suppose. You tell
Cut
him,
off my finger.
He cut off my finger. He tried to eat me.
Got
There's a
teeth
Yeah,
marks all along my neck now.
yeah.
We're saying it in like a tavern, and we're just laughing.
Mhm.
And then Marco,
To the R's!
And as you guys are kind of celebrated for having returned this one person who is like brought away during this conversation to go rest somewhere, the alderman turns to you and says, "You mentioned you saw others pulled into the sewers. It's only a matter of time before they will either die there or need to be returned. So if you're willing," and he jaggles another bag of silver, "if you're willing to get them, we would appreciate the offer."
Got 9 of the fingers.
To the R's! I hold and then drop the mug because I'm holding with my right hand.
And over the next few days, you guys sell off all that shit that you found. All the jewelry, the crown. There's always someone looking for something. These people aren't overly rich, so you maybe make a good 40 silver each out of this, and then split the 170 between the three of you that you got. But day you feel rich and you feel good, and then the nights eventually, those nightmares go away of nearly being eaten by the most massive meat king you've ever seen, and your brother. And I think that's what we're going to call it. Thanks everybody. This is Bloat, a free scenario for Mork on the website. Pretty wild.
My second attempt was much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a tally up of all those natural ones in that first half. Holy,
I
was
got
terrible.
an easy 3 in a row. So no big
Yeah.
deal.
Oh my goodness, it went so badly. I think you
You
died in
did
the
roll
first
3
round.
natural ones in a row as well. So.
No, the second round.
Second round, you all died. The second or third round, you were all dead. That's a record for us. We've had we've had some TPKs, but
This is the first official TPK.
no.
I forgot about
No.
Southern Beach.
And in an earlier Mork board, there was a TPK as well, but it happened like they were like deep into that place. They were fighting the end boss.
Yeah, we died to the end boss.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna have.
Survived!
You did.
Well, did you?
Well-
Because we are playing our second set of characters.
Even when
True.
we TPK'd that time and I went back, I still died to the end boss.
True.
This time I
yes.
survived the
You,
dungeon.
yeah, you've never come out of it fully alive. That's never
Yeah.
happened. So,
Not only did I survive, I almost ate one of the player characters.
and no one else can claim that.
Yeah, not many people
Not
get
exactly.
attempted to be deep-throated by their brother.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
We were
You should
supposed to
turn it
cut.
off.
We were supposed to cut. Thanks for watching, everyone. We do stuff like this on Tuesdays. I think we have one more Borg episode, and then we're moving on to our epic space adventure. So
Yeah, that'll
that's
be
going to be a
awesome.
month-long space thing, which should be a ton of fun. Other than that, we do D&D on Thursdays, ongoing campaign there. So check us out. Also
And
join
Extra
our
Life.
Discord. And we do Extra Life once a month. Sometimes we'll touch it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.